Hi everybody. Today we have a litter update for these Australian Labradoodle puppies. Hi, I'm Claire from Isle Labradoodles, and this is the 1 week litter update for our medium Australian Labradoodle puppies from this litter with Sora and Cloud that we called Cloudy Skies. And in today's video, we're going to go through each of the puppies, tell you what they've done over the past week, give you updated weight information on them, and give you a bit of an update on Sora. Now, if you'll look around, you'll see there is no Sora. All we have are these 7 beautiful Labradoodle puppies. And that's because Mama Sora is, even though she's a first-time mom, she is feeling confident enough to leave the puppies. Now, part of the reason for this is Sora's innate personality. She is a young mom, so she's still quite interested in her own self and fulfilling her own desires. And part of it is because she has a tremendous amount of trust in us and all of her relationships with people. So her guardians have helped to instill that in her. Sora has no reason not to anticipate that her babies will be all cared for as long as one of us is here. So while she goes outside, and she does like to go out, she's running around. Today she was out this morning before breakfast with me and all of our grown-up dogs. And while she was running around, she was trying to play ball with Ripple a little bit and just having a great time. And you could see she was a little bit conflicted. She wanted to stay outside and run because she has endless energy, but she also was looking up all the time going, I really should go check on the babies because Mama Claire is here. But she knows when I'm not here that Reynolds or Taylor is up here with her puppies. So she was content. She stayed outside for a good 10 to 15 minutes, which is a really long time when puppies are just a week old. Now she's not outside right now. She's just off out of camera range. She likes to lie where it's really cool. She does find it really hot in here with her babies. I've turned the temperature down today for 2 reasons. First of all, the puppies, as you see how they sleep here, they are sleeping together, which they'll always do for comfort, but they're not all huddled up on top of one another trying to keep themselves warm. They're clearly quite warm and comfortable. So they're not needing to have that high amount of heat anymore now that they're over a week old. And so Sora finds being in here with the carpet, the puppies, and all of the heat created from lactation just to be a bit uncomfortable. So she's frequently out just in front of the whelping box here, and she lies kind of splayed out, cooling her tummy off on the hardwood. So that is one of the reasons why she's out there, and one of the reasons why we turned the heat down by 1 degree. So it's at 21 degrees Celsius now. But the other reason is toward the end of this week, we are going to be moving these puppies and the mini Labradoodle puppies we have next door here with Dottie, that's the Pinot Noir litter. We're going to be moving both litters out of the maternity ward and into the nursery, which we call our doodle den. And the reason for that is because Mother Nature must be quite annoyed with me because she had a whole whack of our girls cycle very closely together. So this week we have Maisie and Noisette coming. They are both due. One is due on May 2nd and one is due on May 4th. So they'll be coming in here to have their puppies. And we have the puppies in here because this is a smaller room. It's able to be darker, it's quieter, and we're able to keep the temperature up. So it is a much more important thing to have that going on for the first week to 10 days, 2 weeks that the puppies are in here. Now, if we don't have another litter coming in, we tend to leave the puppies in here for the first 3 weeks until both their eyes and their ears are open. But sometimes we have to move them a little sooner than that. But we have enough baby monitors and cameras that we are able to see where the puppies are in all locations, and we don't need to be concerned about that. So that's what's going to happen next week. Also, in the coming days, we expect these puppies to start opening their eyes. Normally, eyes start to open anywhere from day 10 to about day 18 or so, with the day 14 sort of being the average. And when we go through each of the puppies today and we show them to you individually, you will see that some of them already have little slits where their eyes are starting to open. So we will be able to tell which puppies are likely to open their eyes the soonest. And is this indicative of anything? No, nothing whatsoever. It's just like anything else. One child gets their first tooth earlier than their sibling. It doesn't mean anything other than that's just the way their genetics have gone. And the other thing you'll see today is we've changed their collars. So last week I was saying how we have Velcro collars that we've used for decades and never had an issue with. But this time we were seeing some puppies get a little bit of a blister or sore on the top of their shoulder. The collars, they seem to have changed how they make them, so they're not as soft and pliable. And it's that stiffness that when the puppies are nursing, so they have their collar on, they have their paws up and they're going like this because they always need when they're nursing to stimulate the milk flow, and that's rubbing in here and causing them some friction and discomfort. So what we're using is actually elastics for masks. So one of the benefits of COVID, it's nice to see something positive that's come out of COVID. So all these are elastics. You can see they have a little tiny little holder at the end of them here. We have two different brands. We have some that are pastel colors, and they have a little bit wider holding thing here. So they're really tiny, very soft. They're a nylon, and then these ones have a little bit of a different rubbery kind of holding thing. Super easy to adjust. I like that they have the tails on them like this, so when the puppies are lying, so like this puppy here, you can't really see who that is when they're lying like this because the collar is so small. This is purple collar, but with the tails generally sticking up, it's much easier. So if you happen to be looking in and you don't want to be disturbing the puppies or mom, and you're just wanting to take a peek in, you can easily identify if something's going on, which puppy it is that's perhaps over here because they've strayed away. And is that important? It is to us. I keep notes of anything like that. So if we get up consistently in the night because, let's say, red collar is always away from the nest, that's something that I am going to make a note of. And probably when we're doing our assessments, that may be something that plays into our assessments of the puppy. And when we do our matching, helps us make sure that we get the right puppy to the right family. So it's important for us to know what the puppies are doing and what their temperaments are like right from day one. Of course, we don't know who they are. Their personalities have not fully emerged yet. And that's why we don't do our matching until week 7, when we really do know the puppies and they're showing us about themselves really quite a bit. But for now, there's little clues for things like this that we do keep a note of. Oh, and here comes Mama Sora. Come on, So. You want to come in? Do you have room? Hey, do you want me to move my legs? There we go. Good girl. Hi. So you can see Sora's in beautiful condition. She's really got nice weight on her. She's eating so well. She's eating approximately 4.5 times the amount that she would eat normally. I'm just going to move over so she has enough space. The first thing that a mom does when she comes back in after being out of the whelping box is she cleans all the puppies. She stimulates them to go to the bathroom because, of course, that's really critical for the puppy's health overall. And you can see Sora's been outside, and we have a lot of dew on our grass right now, so she's wet down there at the bottom. And something else she does when she comes in is she always licks herself off to make sure she's nice and dry and clean for the puppies. And we do that too. We towel off the milk bar area, and after they go to the bathroom, we also wipe their bums for them just to make sure everybody's nice and clean. That's such a good girl. And Sora still likes to be hand fed. Dottie eats all on her own. Sora eats on her own overnight. We leave a meal out overnight for her, and she's well able to eat on her own, but she kind of likes that special attention, and so we're more than happy to give that to her. Sometimes we go, oh, Sora, can't you just eat on your own if we're trying to do something else? But she likes to be a little bit of a princess in that regard, and wait for us to offer her that room service, if you will. So you can see she just jumped out again. She came in, she did a quick check on the puppies. She satisfied that everybody's fine and that I'm here looking after them. And now you see she's back. And that's because if you listen, oh, there was one that was making a sound but is now quit. So she's very attentive. As soon as she hears her baby, she will be in here like a flash. If Sora or Dottie are out with us in the main part of the house during the evening, they're coming in relaxing with us, sitting on our laps watching TV. If one of the puppies cries or squeaks, right away they're here asking to come in and make sure all is well. Extremely attentive, very devoted. But it's very nice to have a girl who's independent enough that she feels that she can get up and have some time for herself. So now let's get on with the puppies. We're going to do them as always in birth order, and we're going to start here with yellow collar girl rather. And this is our firstborn puppy in the litter. Now you see when I pick them up, I always touch them first. I want them to know that I'm here and to be prepared that something's going to happen. You don't want to just come in and scoop the puppy up. That doesn't give the puppy any confidence. That's going to have the result of making the puppy feel that people and hands are something to be a little bit wary of. Hi, baby. Hi. So they still can't hear. And you can see yellow collar girl, she does have just the beginnings of slits on her eyes there. I do, my sweet. Now one thing that's lovely in this litter is in the first week, everybody has more than doubled their birth weight, except for orange collar, who's just barely at double. In fact, a teensy bit below double, but everyone else is doing just fabulously on their weight gain. So this little girl, this is a chocolate sable, and from her coloring now, I would predict that she's going to end up looking very, very similar to Sora. That really beautiful parchment color with lots of sort of creamy, silvery highlights, and even, well, we call it parchment in Labradoodle world, and there's even a little hint of some lavender coloring in little parts of Sora there. So Miss Yellow Collar Girl, she is now 681 grams. That's a really nice size for a medium Labradoodle puppy to be at 1 week of age. So she's doing very nicely. Next we have Orange Collar, who I was talking about. Now Orange Collar, there was no orange collar when we got the new elastic masks. So instead, Orange Collar Girl is wearing white. And it's very hard to tell it's white because it gets very dirty very quickly, but it is actually white. Hi, Bibs. Now this little girl, she may be teensy, but her eyes are really quite slitted open. And this one, her left eye that I can see here, is almost already open. Did you want to check her baby? Yeah, that's your beautiful baby. And she's, I think, too, is going to be quite similar to Sora in her coloring when she's mature. Although I expect she might be a little bit darker than Sora. It's very hard to tell with Sable. It's always a surprise for everybody. So this little precious pumpkin was 222 grams when she was born, and she's 413 now. So just shy of doubling her birth weight, but really close enough. She's doing well. She's just a tinier one. When she was born, she was not the smallest, but she was the second smallest. So it doesn't particularly surprise me that this is where she's at. This sweet little puppy, just a little quiet girl. She was initially one of the talkers, but no longer. I know she's not hungry. I know she's getting enough to eat because she's not squawking. If one of the puppies was being pushed out from the milk bar, as sometimes happens when you have one that's smaller like this, we'd know, because this puppy would be crying all the time and constantly requiring our attention to help them find a spot at the milk bar. And you can see there's quite, I'm just going to move light blue color here for a sec. There's quite a significant difference here. This is Yellow Collar, our firstborn that we just saw, and Orange Collar, our second born. Like, that is a major difference. And at 681 to 413, that's this puppy is just 2/3 the size of this puppy. So quite a difference. Now, does that mean at the end of the day that yellow collar is going to be vastly bigger than orange collar girl? Not at all. It's always surprising, and for many people, despite me saying it many times, hard for them to accept that this may end up being the biggest puppy, and the puppy who is the largest right now is yellow, and she may end up being the smallest. You just never know. What happens at the beginning is not indicative of what will happen to the mature puppy. So next, our third born is red collar girl. And this is her here. She's also a good size. And you can see just before I pick her up, she is much more chocolatey color than these two are. So these two, yellow and orange, are going to be quite close to Sora's coloring, more of a parchment. Whereas red collar girl here, I think is going to retain a bit of a darker coat when she matures. So we'll just get her up here. Hey, baby. Hi, beautiful. Hi. There we go. Woo. You have to be very careful when you are hanging on to these little ones because they do squirm. She just peed all over me too. So if you see a mark on my shirt, that's why. Thank you very much for peeing on me. I'm not your mother. So you can see she has a lot of black on her face. And indeed, I believe her nose is black. And if we turn her upside down, we're going to see her feet are also black. So this girl is chocolate looking, but her face is all black. Her nose is black. This is a black sable. Now, we had initially said she was a chocolate sable. She's not. She is a black sable, and she is called black because she has that black nose and those black feet. She's not a chocolate. You cannot be chocolate and have a black nose. If you were a chocolate, you would have a brown nose. So this is actually a black dog, and that's where sable is so much fun because clearly this is not a black body. So this little girl is genetically the same as her Papa Cloud. So if you go on our website and you take some, if you go to the dogs page and just go through, if you hover over the picture, the dog's name will come up, and find Cloud and click through and look through his gallery of photos, and you'll see he has a lot of black still on his face. He is drop dead gorgeous. He's even more beautiful now than when he had those photos taken. I think I'm going to have to do a couple more of him to just continue to show you how his coat has developed. This is what red collar girl is going to look like. Very much like her Papa Cloud, not like her Mama Sora. And red is 655 grams. So she is the second biggest puppy in the litter. She's a chunky monkey. She is very full-bodied. She's nice and sturdy. Nice girl. Here you go, man, beauty queen. There we are. Next we have light blue, who I was hanging on to earlier. And light blue is the first boy born in our litter. Now this puppy, I'm not sure whether he is a sable or if he's a chocolate. We're just going to have to wait and see. I don't really see too much evidence of sable on him. It just looks more to me like darker brown on his face as opposed to any black banding, but we'll just have to wait and see. And light blue collar was the smallest puppy born and is the second smallest now. Orange is now the smallest puppy in the litter. But light blue has more than doubled his birth weight, and he's at 454 grams. And he's just a very comfortable puppy. He's quite happy no matter what you do with him. You can put him upside down and see, he says, oh, well, that's fine. I'll just curl up and go to sleep. Yeah, just a little sweet boy. Yeah, and just a really quite calm. You can see that all of them will do this same thing. They don't care if you touch their feet. They're perfectly fine. And we want to start touching their feet now because lots of dogs, you hear people talking about how they can't clip their dog's claws. They can't touch their dog's feet. Well, that's because they never desensitize their dogs to that. So that's what we want to do now. So we always make a point every day. We touch all 4 feet multiple times in the pads, just like that. And just make sure it's always something good that they enjoy doing. And next we have dark blue collar, who's over here. Now dark blue collar is not a sable. This puppy is a black puppy. At least I don't think he's a sable. I shouldn't say that unequivocally. He may be a black sable. I tend to think he's, yeah, well, no, maybe I'm going to change my mind and say he is a sable. You can see we've got some markings going on here, and that is indicative of the dog being sable, where it looks a little bit like phantom, but it's not really. And you'll see there's no markings over his eyebrows, so he's definitely not a phantom. Beautiful gleamy coat. He's going to have a nice wave to a curl in his coat, and you can see that by how it's already showing you those waves now. The other puppies, you can see they mostly look like they have a straight coat, which will develop into a slightly wavy straight or wavy coat, whereas this one's going to be more of a curled in the coat. And dark blue is coming in at 570 grams, so pretty much smack dab in the middle there. That's in the middle, yeah. That's our dark blue boy. I'll just put him back down there with his siblings. There you go, buddy. Then we have green. Now green is not a sable. Green is a phantom. There is no doubt. Now watch. He'll turn out to be a sable. No, he won't. He is a phantom. Now, how can I tell he's a phantom and he's not? It's the eyebrows that give it away. You can see those strong, strong eyebrows there, the chits, we call them. Those are the tam points above his eyes. Very strong markings on the side of his face. Extremely strong markings across the chest here. Big, solid phantom markings on the paws, the back legs, and also under the tail here, which is called the vent. So this puppy is a black phantom. He is just a doll. He's just probably got the sweetest little personality. He's very gentle. And that's just, you know, an observation for now. You can also see the phantom markings inside his ear there. And if you look really closely, you can see how that ear is sealed shut and why the puppies are not able to hear yet, because you can see the opening for their ear is not open. That will happen when they're around 3-ish weeks old or so. And green collar, he's 556 grams. So he and dark blue, the two black boys, are very close in size. And last but not least is purple collar boy. And purple collar boy is right here. And I think purple collar is also not a phantom, or rather not a sable. I think he is a chocolate boy. I think he's, oh, and you can see there's a little slit going on with his eyes too. I think there's probably no sable in this puppy. This is just a beautiful, solid, nice, rich chocolate Australian Labradoodle puppy with a very pretty little face. Hi, hi. Nice deep color. Now with chocolates, just because the puppy starts off with this nice deep color, that doesn't mean they're going to stay nice and dark. Chocolate tends to what we call silver, and it literally is. The puppies get silver hairs through their coat, just like my hair. My hair color is this, it's not anymore. But with puppies, it's not due to age, it's just due to the fact that the chocolate does tend to fade, almost always. Yeah, there's some that will hold their color, but those are less frequent than the ones who do tend to fade. Environment, everything like that all play a role in how much their coats do fade. The sunnier the climate you live in sometimes can affect it, just because you're getting your hair out in the sunshine and it becomes lighter all the time. And purple collar weighs 653 grams. He was only 236 when he was born, so he's really come along. He is a nice, solid puppy, doing really, really well. So that is all of the puppies there for you. I hope you, and look at the big feet this guy has too. This is going to be, I expect, probably a bigger puppy. Those feet are quite a healthy size, and he's bulky, and the fact that he's gained so much in this first week can sometimes be an indication that this is going to be a larger puppy at maturity. But here you can see when they're all together like this, you can see red collar girl, you can see hers is very, very straight. You can see here black and dark dark blue that you've got the waves, or green rather, not black, it's a black puppy. Green in particular has quite a strong wave to his coat there. These ones here are all quite flat and straight. So it's kind of interesting that the two actual blacks have the curlier coats. Neither Sora nor Cloud have a really tight curl in their coat. They both have curl for sure. It's what as a Labradoodle breeder you refer to as wavy or loose curl. But it's definitely not like a poodle curl or anything like that. But definitely he's going to have a little bit more curl than wave to his coat when he's mature. So here's our interesting one who, when you can't see her head, this is all you see. You would say, oh, that's the brown puppy, and this is actually a black puppy. And here's how we're going to know that going forward, because she has that black tail. And you can see that she also has a wet bum, and that's because she just peed on me. And I do not tidy that up like her mom will. When Sora comes back in after we finish the video, then she'll take care of that. And we like to make sure that the moms do as much as possible. That's the most important thing. Everything as natural as possible. So we hope you enjoyed the video today. Hope you enjoyed seeing all the puppies. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to post them below. Give us a thumbs up if you thought this was a fun video to watch. And if you haven't already, please think about subscribing to our channel. And we'll see you all next week again. Thanks so much for watching.